Ramon? What's happening?
Lobster, rice, pilaf. Sorry.
All
Tony is
right.
just ordering my dinner when I win the bracket challenge. Mindy can just send it via courier. I can't believe they let a ringer like me into the Tony's Picks Discord bracket challenge.
Yeah, I know that. This would be a lot of fun. Thanks to Mindy. I'm looking forward to that. And everybody gets signed in there on that Discord. You see the link there on the chat box. All right, here we go today. NHL on the board as we got NHL NBA before we on the eve of a lot of college hoops because we've got a 10-game card tomorrow. NIT, their round of 32 begins tomorrow, so we've got a lot of college hoops the entire week here. Tonight we go to the Stars at the Kraken. That's your late night game tonight. The Stars favored here. You see the puck lines in there as well. You see the totals of 6.
Yeah, and if anything, this is the middle of March Madness, I would think. So this is a catch your breath type of night. But for us, maybe it's the night to pounce here with the NHL and NBA, Tony, with no college around, and maybe casual fans taking a night off. Let's head out to Pride Night at Climate Pledge Arena with Dallas and Seattle. Dallas spent the weekend in Seattle this past Sunday. They played on Saturday night, and the Stars took a 4-3 victory on Saturday. Dallas needed an empty netter to tie it at 6. They let Seattle trailed 1-0. Seattle trailed 2-1, but it was the Stars that needed the empty netter to force this game into overtime, eventually winning 4-3. Seattle maybe the hotter team right now. Could they be in line for a trip back to the final? We just saw Dallas in the finals the last few years ago, but it'll be Ottinger in goal for Dallas. Man, he's been real sharp. I don't know if he's getting overworked or not, but Wedgwood, he's sidelined a little bit right now. I don't think he was eligible for this game. Physically, anyway, Ottinger's in the goal because Wedgwood is on the shelf for a few days, a little bit sore. Ottinger, 2.41, the goals against. He's got a 92% save percentage. You had 28 saves in that game on Saturday night against the Kraken. Can these teams put up 7 again tonight? I'm not so sure. I mean, to me, these teams, yes, since the All Star break, maybe there's been a little bit more offense with both these teams. Dallas made some moves to add a little bit of offense, but I look at Dallas. I still see a team that's 10-21 to the under on the road. They're also 13-34 to the under against teams above 500, and they've also gone under in 19 of their last 26 games when they're in the spot that they're in tonight, and that's the third game in 4 nights here. So I still think there's a little bit of work there for Dallas tonight if they're going to pull this one off. I mean, you look at the line; they are a road favorite here. Mindy and I on the morning steam, we were siding with Dallas there, and so let's see how it fares. I just think I see a tighter game tonight, a playoff atmosphere. Certainly, Seattle's third in the Pacific. They've got Martin Jones. Now he does have goals against near 3 and a save percentage of 88%, but still 24-10 record. This will be Jones's first start since March 2nd. Grubauer kind of the workhorse for Seattle, but Jones in there tonight. Seattle's 14-19 to the under at home this season. You see the goals. The bookmakers weren't interested in putting up necessarily a 6.5 here. They're juicing the 6. So maybe they see it the way I do, that it'll be tightly contested. Now I do show a couple of offshore books, and the book, uh, uh, the big online book has moved to 6.5 under 20. So maybe you could also take it under 6.5 if you can find that price and you like that price here. But I'm going to play it here at under the 6, and I think that that's okay too. So either way, I mean, if it gets close, I mean, everything you see the line $1.20. So maybe a repeat if it ends up going over, that it would be the same type of situation. I can't believe how all the NHL games, they seem to be going 1 goal games no matter what. Even if you've got $2 and $3 favorites, these dogs are hanging in there. So I think tightly contested is the way to go
Yep.
tonight with Dallas and Seattle, and that's the way I see it. Like I said, it was just a minute and a half left in the game on Saturday night. Tony, the score was 3-2. Of
Yep.
course, they pulled Ottinger at that time and got that game tying goal and ended up taking the 3 points, and Seattle was left with 1 point. Games are very important for Seattle at this point, given their playoff position. Despite their great season, nothing's locked in just yet. They're looking pretty good. They've had a great season after last year, so I think they're in pretty solid choice here to be competitive in this game. Minnie and I do have Dallas, but with Ottinger in the pipes, I still like his chances to have a good performance here tonight. He's definitely one of the goalies, Tony. When you have all these contentious teams this season throughout the league, maybe you're going to want that one guy, and his numbers compared to the other top goalies are right there. And you know how it is in the playoffs. You get that hot goalie, and that's how you kind of ride it sometimes. And Dallas isn't searching for answers at this point. They've got Ottinger, and he's one of the best in the league statistically and well, aesthetically. When you see him out there, definitely makes the Stars a Stanley Cup contender because of their goaltending. Yeah, they're getting contributions elsewhere as well. They're third in the West, so they're having a pretty great season, and they've got the goalie to take them deep into the playoffs.
All right, Ramon here with the Stars Kraken under 6. There are some 6.5 in many places with juice to the under there, so keep an eye there. Ramon, there, you're getting a little plus there on the under with the 6 right now. This is Las Vegas, a very sharp book in Vegas, and these lines are live. And of course, do your line shopping to get the best numbers there. Ramon, looking at the specific division race here, it's interesting to see how Quick ended up in Vegas, and the Quick coming off a good performance there. And it's a fight there between the Kings and Vegas. How do you see the specifics shaping out here as we're in the final month of the season here?
Tony, well, come on, we're rooting for Quick. To find a good spot. He's ended up on the first place. I don't think we saw this coming. What he did now. Is it just a little bit of momentum? Is he, found the fountain of youth a little bit? He's looked really good. And, Vegas, maybe they found something there. Yeah, maybe they're shoring up the defense a little bit. Vegas can do that. I mean, look at that Stanley Cup
Yep.
season and how they, put it all together in that year. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak. So I don't know. The Kings are behind them by 3 points. Totally satisfied with how the Kings are doing. If they can catch them, that'd be fine too. But when you look at Vegas, LA, Seattle, Edmonton, those 4 teams, within 8 points right now in the division. I think they're all strong and contentious, but I think, Vegas just. Let's hope. I'm rooting for Quick. I want LA to do well, certainly, but man, Quick nobody saw it coming. Just no way after being shipped off and to Columbus like he was unceremoniously, if you will, and then finds his way into Vegas, and the way he's looked so far has been really outstanding. So I'm going to say it's a plus for Vegas at this point. I'm not going to say that Quickie can keep this up, what we've seen over the first performances from him, but a very pleasant surprise, certainly for me. Pretty happy that Quick has found his way right smack in the Stanley Cup picture. And if yes, maybe Vegas can get healthy and go a little bit more. And he's, we'll see. Been the big issue for Vegas right now is, healthy goaltending, good goaltending. And if Quick can find something here, just anything, you wonder what was going on in LA, why the numbers weren't there necessarily. How can a guy like Copley, who was a journeyman, just come in and reel off a record-setting number for the number of wins by a new goalie with the franchise? I mean, you can't think that Copley was just floundering around, and this is the what was expected of him in his career. There's got to be something to the continuity defensively with LA as well, but it's been
Oh
uncanny
well,
with
so it was a totally
all.
different LA team. Early on, it was just scattered. I mean, they were just playing fast. So the puck, they were loose with the puck. A lot of turnovers. Getting a little better now as the chemistry is starting to build with a lot of new players in the mixer. But what I've noticed now watching these games, it looks to me that a lot of these teams are getting more defensive minded. We're almost to the point where they're kind of getting their team wired here for the playoffs. As you're starting to see the teams get a lot more defensive minded, focus more on the defense right now for the defensemen as well. Centers and the entire crew pretty much seems to be focused wired in on defense.
Now, it might be important for LA to get the best position possible. They've been okay on the road. I think they've been a little. I think they've been fine on the road. One thing in the NHL, Tony, is I like teams that win on the road. If anything, I mean Seattle's at home here, but remember they're one of the best road teams in the league this season. So I kind of like when a team can go out and show that they can win on the road. When it comes playoff time, all you need really is a road win. Two road wins will get you home pretty much every time. Yeah, there could be some goofy series and whatnot, but you just gotta, trust the numbers there. Win a road game or two, and you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. So, it'll be interesting to see how it meshes out because over in the other division with Dallas leading, I mean, they're only a point ahead of Minnesota, and those guys are 5 and 6 points clear of Winnipeg and Colorado. You can't count Colorado out either at this point. So, good teams, good hockey tonight, Dallas and Seattle. I've got to think playoff intensity has this one going under. Yeah, got a little loose last time at the end of the game. That's what happens. That's what happens. Just tune in for the last few minutes. If it's ever a
Yeah,
one-goal game,
pull the
guaranteed
goalie.
excitement
Yeah,
in
they
the
get that.
NHL.
That's how it rolls
Yeah,
there.
fun.
Ramon, yeah, Ramon here on Stars Kraken under six. This one to have a start time here of late night tonight at 10 Eastern time, as you can see up there. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action. We'll put up the numbers, and Ramon's been on absolute fire. 3,617 units of profit here last 30 days. That is all documented over at Tony's Picks. You can verify that by going over to Ramon's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. You can see all the plays up there. All right, tonight we got 7 on the board from the NBA. I know we have some college basketball. I know you've been actually posting a premium there on the World Baseball Classic. We got a couple of those games in prime time as well, and sometimes around during the middle of the night. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Tony, it's not a light night for me, despite the card with the 7 games in the NBA, 3 in the NHL. Mindy and I were cooking today, if you will, cooking up breakfast, if you will, in the morning steam today. I won't mind if someone wants to win the lunch or dinner. I'll take the breakfast. But tonight, Tony, a 5 pack in the NBA. Mindy and I already agreed on several games, but I've got 5 premiums myself in the NBA. Love this card here tonight. Take a look at this 5 pack for $35 over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off the premium pick packages, including this 5 pack in the NBA. I'm not holding back tonight. Maybe this is the night that we get it. I mean, when you're talking about the lull, getting ready for the action, the middle of March Madness, if you will. That's the way I see it. It doesn't start this week. We're right back in the middle. This is the rest day. So let's build the bankroll tonight with a couple of games in the NHL that I've matched up with the World Baseball Classic for a 3 pack for $30. 2 in the NHL, the other 2 games, if you will. I thought this was kind of a premium as well. I couldn't get the 6.5 necessarily. That's why I downgraded it to the show pick. Not a downgrade, Tony. I'm not coming in here with some garbage, but 6.5. If you got a nice 6.5, it's not too heavily juiced. Maybe a 6.5 under 15 or 20 or so. That's a great price to take that under as well. But we couldn't get that, so I brought it on the show here for you. I've packaged up my 2 NHL games with that World Baseball Classic game, Tony. It comes to you in the Canada-U.S. game. We saw the U.S. last night. You want your update, Tony? U.S. not good. Mexico stomped them. It wasn't even close. The U.S. pitching staff, they brought the JV, Tony. It's scary. I'm not sure that they might not even get out of this alive, but I think they can. They're a $5 favorite tonight against Canada. There are run lines in the World Series. There are totals. Get my premium pick tonight between Canada and the United States in that three-pack with a couple of hockey games in the World Baseball Classic. Tony, Dominican Republic just closed out Nicaragua 6-1. Korea dumped China last night 22-2, and just underway. Well, if you want to get on this one live, how about if I just toss it out here? Colombia's on top 1-0 over Great Britain. They opened a 4.5 run favorite. It's probably still going to be pretty close to that number. I think Colombia can end up rolling Great Britain here. I think they can get it by 5 runs or so. So check it out. See if you can get in there. Maybe a live bet if you want to watch this game in the World Baseball Classic right now. Colombia and Great Britain underway in the World Baseball Classic. Also tonight, Tony, Israel and Puerto Rico. Thinking about coming in with a premium there as well in this game. I do like the game between Israel and Puerto Rico. I just wanted to maybe solidify some of the information on that game, but I might have more premiums tonight in the World Baseball Classic. And over in tennis, they're in Indian Wells this week, and with a little bit of a lull, I was able to find some plays over in the Discord as well. Went 3-1 last night with the tennis plays, so maybe you can expect a few premiums leading up to the heavy action on Thursday and Friday in the NCAA tournament. Wow, it's time. Everyone get ready for the NCAA action. So that's what I have tonight, Tony. 5-pack in the NBA and a 3-pack in hockey slash World Baseball Classic.
That's right, guys. Got to work with Mo Scott over at Tony's Picks. We'll flash the numbers again for you. He's been on fire here. 3,617 units of profit last 30 days. All documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, tonight, in action tonight here with a 5-pack here from the NBA. And of course, he has the multi-sport, NHL, and World Baseball Classic in there. We document World Baseball Classic, so get on board. Ramon has been posting plays up on the site and in Discord as well, so get on board. Of course, this is a busy week here for college basketball. And of course, if you want Ramon's entire NCAA tournament package, well, you can get on board here with Ramon's 30-day all sports pass. Get all of Ramon's premium plays for 30 days. Includes the entire NCAA tournament, NIT, CBI in there as well. And of course, all his hockey and of course, baseball, right? World Baseball Classics involved. He's also involved in UFC on the weekends. Also, tennis. He keeps an eye on the tennis matchups as well. If there's premiums, he'll come in and fire. He did that a lot last summer as well. And of course, in action there. So keep an eye with Ramon Scott. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout on that 1-month pass. You'll save 20% off. That'll be $66 off when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then you'll land right on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up there with Ramon. All right, Ramon, we have a Twitter account for you set up over there, Tony's Picks Ramon. We're on the Discord, Morning Steam, and of course, we've been looking at that World Baseball Classic. Some of those teams that play in the Caribbean Leagues, Caribbean Series, they might have a little bit of benefit there, having some action in the January, February months.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls with a lot of those teams playing tonight. Like I said, we saw it last night. I had Venezuela. They look like the better team out there in their matchup with Puerto Rico. You know, Puerto Rico brought the fans to Miami, but it was Venezuela. It looked like the men out there. They had a pretty strong lineup. Venezuela, watch out! You're looking for you can't call them a dark horse with that lineup, but when you're going against Dominican Republic, you're going against teams like the United States. Venezuela, man, they look pretty sharp last night with the bats. They pounded Puerto Rico early and held on for the victory. So World Baseball Classic definitely. I don't want to say real baseball. They got the real baseball, Tony. You can put the shift on a little bit. The bases are the old size. There's no pitch clock. Baseball the way it was meant to be, except there's a run rule, and the pitchers can only go about 65 pitches, and then you got to make a move there. So there's some little rules and specifics there, but the atmosphere is there definitely in a lot of these games. Over in across the Pacific Ocean, some of the matchups can lack a little bit of crowd enthusiasm when you got two teams maybe that aren't totally local over there. But here in Arizona and Florida, with the large Hispanic population, there's just been great atmosphere. There's no problem. A lot of people want to kind of make fun of the World Baseball Classic a little bit. Why are we doing this in spring training? I see a lot of heart. I see a lot of enthusiasm by a lot of these teams, and the crowds are obviously into it as well. So I think it's worth it. I think the World Baseball Classic is here to, I want to say, here to stay. I mean, we've been doing it over, four or five times now, over a decade, over almost 2 decades, really, with this tournament. So it's a good tournament. I think the fact that the last one was kind of postponed a little bit brings a little bit of enthusiasm still to it. So I think the games are pretty good, pretty exciting, and we're going to be having all the games over here on this side of the ocean, which will put it a little bit more in prime time for everybody. A couple of those, like you said, those games are going off. A few of them in the middle of the night, so not for everybody. So I
Definitely not.
enjoy it.
Yep, guys, so check out Ramon there over at Tony's Picks, of course, on the Twitter as well as the Discord and on the website as well with all his plays. All right, Ramon, as always, great having the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Tony.
Got it. Ramon Scott here.